Hello everyone, welcome to your November 2016 love readings. If you enjoy love readings, make sure to watch my general love readings posted every Wednesday. Also join me on Facebook. I pull 3 tarot cards every day along with a card from the Romance Angels and 1 card from the Archangel Raphael deck for a health message. If you would like a personal reading, I will leave a link down below. Now enjoy the readings. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your love reading for November 2016. This month we are working with 2 decks again, so let's go ahead and begin. This is going to be for confirmation, so we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's get 9 cards for you. This is a love reading for Capricorn for November 2016. The first card is the 9 of Wands. The Knight of Swords. The 7 of Swords. The 7 of Cups. The King of Swords. The Fool. The 9 of Swords. King of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. And the card at the bottom of the deck will represent the main energy around your love life. And you have the Ace of Wands. So to me, the Ace of Wands, this is a new beginning, a clean slate, a fresh start. We'll see how this ties in with the rest of the reading as I get into the cards. But I feel like there might be an opportunity for you in November to have a clean slate in your love life, either because you're moving on from a not so positive relationship. I do see a lot of tension in this reading. Some of you might be making a decision to just, start over. Or you might be, wiping the slate clean with your current partner and healing what needs to be healed and moving on together. Okay, so let's take it 1 card at a time. The first card is a 9 of Wands. So this is, a lot like the 9 of Swords. And if you look at the reading like this, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. These 2 9s are pretty much very fear-based. They're very fear-based. With the 9 of Wands, you can't relax. You always have to feel like you're looking over your shoulder. You feel like someone's going to attack you. You have to protect yourself. So in a love reading, you might feel like you have to be extremely protective of your partner, of your relationship. For some of you, you may have hidden fears right here. Hidden fears of losing your relationship or your marriage, depending on your circumstances, because this is a general reading. Or some of you, you might kind of feel like I have to hold on to my partner as tightly as possible, keep them on a short leash, because you do have the 4 of Pentacles, which represents holding on really tight. But the 9 of Wands, it just means that you're having trouble just relaxing and enjoying your relationship. There's something that is causing you worry to where you feel like you have to hold on to this relationship as tight as you can. And you feel that if you let yourself relax, that something unexpected, something unpleasant will happen to either you or your relationship. So, like I said, this is, lined up here with the 9 of Swords, a card of anxiety, worry, nightmares, and there's confusion right in the middle. So I feel like something's going on in the month of November where, yes, the energy is there for a clean slate, but at the same time, you're very much afraid. You're very much afraid of losing your partner. At the same time, there's confusion. Not only that, as far as the synchronicity going down this side of the reading, but here we have the 9 of Wands, which, like I said, is fear. And then we have the 7 of Swords, which can sometimes mean deceit, but I don't see any cards that support that. I see that you're worried, that you're very worried and you're very confused. But I feel like the main energy for you, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, is to don't be your own worst enemy. We have the Knight of Swords here. So the Knights all represent change and movement, and this Knight is not very careful. He throws caution to the wind. He's very impulsive as far as his thoughts, his actions. And I feel because you're in this like fear-based mode in the month of November, whether it's fear as far as like your current partner or your love life, or you're confused. It could even be that there's two people in your life, because you do have two kings lined up right here. Some of you, this could involve someone who's an air sign, and this could involve someone who is an earth sign like you, although this could be you because you are an earth sign. Some of you might be making a very impulsive decision regarding your love life, but they're asking you here to not be your own worst enemy. The Seven of Swords is sometimes doing the unexpected, and seeing it next to the Knight of Swords really kind of amplifies that energy. It's like you're being like really gutsy, which can be positive depending on what cards are in the spread, but you're being gutsy. And you're doing the unexpected, but it's in a fear-based mode. So some of you, this could manifest in different ways. You might feel like, I'm tired of living in fear. I'm tired of being paranoid. And I want a fresh start. I want to start over with someone else. Or I need time to myself. The Seven of Swords also means that there's something that you don't want to see. There's something that you don't want to see. You have the blinders on. And because you don't want to see that, you're being your own worst enemy. And I do, like I said, I see like so much fear and confusion here. I feel like something's going on where you really don't understand what's going on in your relationship. Maybe you don't understand your partner or what has changed. But there's the energy here to, in both of these cards, to do something unexpected, like without even thinking. And this could be something that you may not be able to take back. So I feel like you have to be careful. This is caution. Be careful of what decisions that you make when you are in a fear-based mode. This could be something that just kind of happens. This may not be the theme for the entire month, but there could be something that happens in the month of November where you freak out, you're confused, and you're afraid, and you do something that you can't take back. Like you let your partner go or something like that. Or you bring in somebody new. I just feel like something weird is going on here with all this, fear and confusion. So I already talked about it, but we also have the Seven of Cups. This is a lot of emotion as well. This is being emotionally overwhelmed. And I can see why when you're, afraid and you're always looking over your shoulder, you can't relax, and there's a lot of anxiety. This is just a lot of emotions to where you're completely emotionally overwhelmed and you can't see things objectively. It could also be that there's a decision, too many choices. For some of you, it could be choosing between two partners, someone who's an air sign and another earth sign. But the energy for me as far as this card is just confusion, like not seeing things clearly. And then to me, the King of Swords, if this is not someone who is an air sign, it means that you have to be like objective, especially seeing this next to Seven of Cups, because this is your emotions being all over the place. And the King of Swords does not get caught up in his emotions. So I feel like for you, the King of Swords is like a wake-up call. It's like, hello, wake up. By being in this fear-based mode, you might lose a relationship. You might make a decision that you wish you could take back. You can in some way be your own worst enemy. I do see a clean slate here, a new beginning, and I see another new beginning here. But I feel like you have to use your mind in constructive ways. Don't let your imagination get the best of you, because that sometimes happens with the Nine of Swords. You have to really put on your thinking cap and really see what's going on in your relationship as far as what is really going on. Not what your ego is telling you is going on, not what all your fears are telling you what's going on. You have to cut through the illusion, because sometimes this card also represents illusion and just kind of not, like I said, not being objective, being completely overwhelmed by all of your emotions and all of your fears. At the same time, you have the Fool, which is a major arcana. It's a new beginning. It's a new beginning, but this requires taking a risk. This requires you following your heart and your intuition. And I feel like this could play out in different ways because this is a general reading. For some of you, what you have to do is to let go. I feel like for some of you, like what your heart is telling you is that you have so much to worry about. You may have suspicions about your partner. For those of you who are single, you may kind of have thrown in the towel. The Fool is promising you a new beginning if you just take a giant risk. And when you have like this kind of energy in a reading, it's just like you're not really open to taking a risk because you don't want to be hurt. That's the main energy of the Nine of Wands. You don't want to be hurt again. You already feel like you're going to be. So I feel like for some of you, it could be that, you know, you start to become more trusting. But at the same time, for other people, the Fool can mean that, you know, you have to take a risk and move in a different direction. Especially if you feel like what's going on right here really does, like, it's not just you being paranoid or, you know, freaking out about your partner, that you really feel like there's something going on. Like, you are aware that, yes, they have cheated on you 4 times. This could be that you have to be objective and stop making excuses for your partner. Stop making excuses for the way that they treat you. Look at your situation objectively and move on to this new beginning here. It could be very difficult, but you have to move on. Like I said, hard to say in a general reading because thousands of people watch these videos, but these are just the energies around you. Just a lot of fear here. Possibility of doing something impulsive, being your own worst enemy, having to look at your situation very closely, put it on your thinking cap. This will help you either way, you know, depending on what your scenario is. Either way, being objective is going to help you to see clearly where you're not seeing clearly. Either you're going to see that all of your fears were just, you know, in your head, or you're going to see that, yes, I am being wronged in some way and I'm allowed to move on, because 2 new beginnings here. Okay, so the next card is the Nine of Swords, which is a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. This is a worry card. Sleepless nights. It's a suit of air, so these are your thoughts, and this card usually has to do with your thoughts getting the best of you, to where you can't stop worrying about all those things you don't want to see happen in your relationship, and everything is lined up here. You're already protective and confused and emotionally overwhelmed. And this is like telling me this is taking its toll on your mind. It could be taking its toll on your health. And for some of you, I mean, this could be someone new coming into your life, another earth sign, but could also be that you have to think of you first. Put yourself first. I mean, I see the King of Pentacles here, and then I see the 4 of Pentacles. Sometimes the King of Pentacles, it just represents abundance and represents material things, money, assets, whatever this means to you. And I say that because, I mean, we have the 4 of Pentacles here, and the 4 of Pentacles, it is a card of holding on really tight, which really does make sense considering what, you know, I get from the 9 of Wands. To me, this is holding on really tight and being almost paranoid because you don't want to be hurt, you don't want to be attacked. And this is holding on to something material really tight out of fear. For some of you, there could be a lot of anxiety and worry about a relationship. Not just because you don't want to lose your partner, but there could also be material things kind of keeping you together because of the 4 of Pentacles. This represents holding on to material things, but it could also just mean that you're holding on to your partner really tight. And they want you to be objective about this. If you look at the reading like this, like I said, it could be someone who's an air sign who's right in the middle of this, right smack in the middle of this. Someone who's a Libra, a Gemini, an Aquarius, male or female. Look at the energy around this person. This person is making you paranoid and not allowing you to feel safe. You're wanting to hold on as tight as you can. There's confusion, but then yet there's a new beginning around this person. Like I said, hard to say in a general reading. Let's see what other confirmation, what other messages you get from this deck. What additional confirmation is there for the sign of Capricorn? 2 of Swords. Five of Wands. The Emperor. Okay, so this gives us a little bit more information. Yeah, so pretty much what's going on right here confirms what I was saying was going on right here. Because the 2 of Swords, this is basically the universe or God, whichever way you like to see it, telling you, hello, make a decision, and you're not going any further until you make that decision. This is the energy of getting stuck. This is how you get stuck, because you refuse to make a difficult decision. With this energy, you don't want to see a decision you have to make. You don't want to think about it. You don't want anything to do with it. especially seeing this next to the Seven of Swords, it's like you're being your own worst enemy by not deciding, by not making that extremely difficult decision. This could even be choosing between two things and two people. And like I said, for some of you, what's going on right here, this could be someone, you know, who's an air sign and another earth sign, or people who represent those energies where you have to decide. Maybe you've been going back and forth between partners, and I mean, Seven of Cups is here, which does mean confusion and having trouble deciding. But for the rest of you, it's just like you may feel like you're stuck in your love life and your relationship. It's not that you're stuck, but it does mean that you have to make that decision that you've been putting off. You have to see that thing going on in your relationship that you've not wanted to see, where you're not doing yourself any favors with the Seven of Swords. I think it's especially synchronistic that it comes up right next to it. And then you have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, this represents a lot of bickering, fighting, egos clashing. When this card comes up, it's like two people are really nothing alike, and you're not on the same page. You don't understand each other. You don't get each other. It's not a card of like viciousness like the Five of Swords, but this just means there's a lot of fighting, misunderstandings. People are very different. And it could be that you have to make a decision, especially if you feel like you're partnered with someone where you're complete opposites. Like, I don't know who the heck this person is, and they don't understand me as well. And they're just making me miserable. They're making me paranoid. They're making me anxious. You may have to make that difficult decision, especially with that energy of arguing and not being the same as there. Take your power back. You have the Emperor. The Emperor is the ultimate card of taking your power back, taking your life back, taking control. The Emperor is all about taking control and stability. And I really kind of get the feeling that somebody has been suffering in silence, which is associated with the Nine of Swords. You've been suffering in silence, holding on so tight, and really it's time to bring more stability into your life. Not all this like fear and confusion and arguments. Take your power back and make your life what you want it to be. Remember that the main energy here is the Ace of Wands, which is, you know, pretty much telling you that it's time for a new beginning, a clean slate for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull an additional 3 cards from this deck. What other confirmation is there for the sign of Capricorn? You have the Fool, which you also have here, so this is a very important message from Spirit. You have Justice. And then the final card, you have the Queen of Wands. And the card at the bottom of this deck is a star. So the star is a really positive card. This represents your hopes and wishes. Whatever it is that you've been hoping to see will manifest for you. But it also represents a lot of protection and guidance. And I feel like that's especially important for those of you where you're going through something really scary here. Maybe you've been married for many, many years, or you've been with somebody and you're beginning to feel unsafe for some reason. Things are not going right. There's a difficult decision. They're telling you here, if this does not represent your hopes and wishes, for some of you it does. It just means that you're protected. You don't have to worry. You don't have to hold on so tight, because if something or someone leaves your life, something new will come in. You do have the Fool here 2 times. So when this happens in these readings, when a card comes up 2 times, sometimes they come up even more than 2 times, 3 times. This is pretty much like the most important message for you in this reading, the Fool, which is a major arcana. And this is a new beginning. Like I said, a new beginning where you take a giant risk, a leap of faith. You know what you have to do. And it's followed up here by another major arcana, Justice, which is pretty much telling you that you have to do, that's what I was telling you with this card, you have to do what's best for you. You need to take control of your life back. You need your power back. You need more stability. Justice is about bringing things back into balance. This is about righting a wrong. Something has been unfair to you when the Justice card comes up. And I feel like the universe is trying to make this up to you. I mean, you have 2 new beginnings here in the Fool. The Fool is here 2 times, but at the same time, the main energy for you was a new beginning. So this is pretty much telling you that if you want it, if you want the universe to fix this for you, if you feel like you've been wronged in some way in your love life, either because you're with the wrong partner or because you can't find a partner, I feel like, your wishes will be granted. Either you will find a different partner who will fulfill you and won't make you feel like this, or those of you who are single, if you're taking a risk as far as like meeting new people, being open who you meet, your hopes and wishes regarding your love life will manifest to where you will finally get what you deserve with the Justice card. But at the same time, they're asking you to be strong. You have the Queen of Wands. This could be also someone that comes into you, because I mean, if you look at the reading like this, a new beginning, you know, the universe kind of fixing things for you, setting things right. This leads to someone who could be a fire sign. Someone who could be a fire sign, but this could also represent you in this energy. Especially, you know, because I really felt like this was a message from the Emperor. Take your life back. Take control of your life. Or stability. The Queen of Wands would not put up with anything that's going on this side of the reading, or what's going on here or here. The Queen is all about self-confidence and motivation and fire, enthusiasm, positive energy, positive thinking. So I feel like you have to do that, especially if you feel like you're trapped in a relationship where you feel like you can't live like this anymore. Somebody's making you feel like you can't relax. You have to wake up every morning with a sense of worry and anxiety. It's time for you to finally get that happiness and that love that you deserve. Okay, Capricorn, this has been your love reading for November 2016. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.